Michael, what's your reaction to this whole story?
Listen, and I'm glad that they're making all the changes that they need to make to get it right. You know, watching that what was difficult. My whole take too, what I watched after I saw what happened on the football field. After that, I had an issue with how this thing all transpired. I mean, I felt like everybody was placing this on Coach McDaniel, and I thought that was totally unfair. Totally unfair. This is a first-year coach who has come in and has done an incredible job with the football team by putting players in position to win and using their gifts and their talents. And we had a very unfortunate situation. For people to start questioning this man's character, he has nothing in his history that says he has anything anywhere would put anybody in harm's way like this. For us to start putting it on him, where he has to sit up here and describe his intimate relationship and how close him and Tua is, so we can try to believe his reasoning behind playing Tua. I thought that was too far. I thought that was wrong. You know, he didn't make the final decision. I'm glad they got rid of the people that they thought might have made a bad decision or made a mistake in the process of evaluating Tua. But we were absolutely out of line and pushing this upon Coach McDaniel. This is a young man who just got in the league. Moving forward, players are going to determine, do I want to go over there and play with him? And to put this on him, and he hadn't earned it, I thought was wrong. And I actually thought it was some jealousy by some of the other people in the league of his success. And I heard people say, I haven't seen anything like this in 40 years. Stop lying. 12 years we've had this protocol in place. Before that, we used to watch people get knocked out, go over to the bench, me, myself, take smelling salt and go back in the game. The hyperbole to try to make him look even worse is what I did not like. I thought they were wrong for doing that.
I disagree with you. I get where you're coming from, and I don't mind deferring to you. I recognize how serious this subject is, and I'm not joking about it.
Right.
When you talk about the personnel in the NFL and what they've seen, you know I don't. I'm going to defer to you on that. But what I would tell you is this. It's not about attacking Mike McDaniel's character. It's about attacking what he said in the aftermath of it. It's not like he said nothing and people are making assumptions. We watched him at a press conference talk about how they said it was his back, he was cleared to go. That's what matters. I'm paraphrasing. Those weren't his exact words. What I'm saying is, you are a head coach in the National Football League. You've been a coach in the National Football League now in some capacity since 2005. You've been around enough situations to watch this man get up, Tua Tagovailoa, watch him get up, fall back down. That wasn't no damn back injury. That was a concussion. Knowing the protocol, knowing how serious of a subject this has become, recognizing the danger involved, knowing that there's a game that's coming up 4 days later. Not only did he leave the game, he came back and played in the same game, which endangered him. Then when he got injured against Cincinnati, everybody talks about it's that second concussion because the first one is bad enough, but when you get back-to-back ones, it can really, really do you tremendous harm. What I'm saying is, again, John Harbaugh saying he never seen anything like it. You want to undress that? I'm cool with it. My point is, you can't sit in front of our face, people who haven't played football, anybody and their mama knew that Tua had a concussion. He got up, he collapsed. That was not about his back. And for Mike McDaniels to focus on that and to be oblivious to it as the head coach, you have to, I know they made the call about him medically, but you, with your own two eyes, had the power to see something ain't right. Now, you can't, and based on his quotes, you can't ask that question of him. That's not character assassinating him. That's saying, yo, coach, what are you talking about? There's a difference.
And now let's remember this. This is a first-year coach, and he's trying to make his mark, and he's dealing with some high-end athletes who all want to play, and this is the team he has to lead the rest of the way. He leans on the knowledge he gets from the doctor. Bill Belichick said, I just get the information from the doctors. He's day-to-day. I just thought they were wrong for putting that on Mike McDaniel.
It's not all on him.
They were wrong for putting it on him.
But he don't need to be doubling down on what he's saying.
He shouldn't be in his name.
Rams-Niners tonight on ESPN Monday Night Football. We'll have all the reaction tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to to ESPN Plus.